principal organist at St. Francis Cabrini, and I've been asked to share a little bit of information this week for the weekly message about CabriniPod. So let me make my screen a little smaller here. There we go. And first, let's talk a little bit about what CabriniPod is. CabriniPod is an audio recording of the 11 a.m. homily each week. And we put it there so that it can be listened to and it can continue to bear fruit. So CabriniPod is posted sometime, usually on Sunday. And what I want to do now is I want to show you how you can find it so that you'll be able to listen to it. So I am right now on the St. Francis Cabrini website, and the easiest way for you to find the podcast is to go on the right side of your screen, and it's underneath our video library. All right, so these are all video material that we've put together, either the weekly message or the Sunday 11 a.m. Mass that are archived there for you. So go to CabriniPod, and this brings us to the actual recordings, and it's that simple. So if you wanted to listen to Sunday's homily from the 11 o'clock Mass, Deacon Mace.
The media seems to be eternally puzzled by the teaching of the Catholic Church.
So there it is. There's also a short description of the content of it. Of course, the homilies follow the readings, so this gives you a little reminder of what the readings were about. All right, and then each week we'll tell you who the person was who did that particular homily. All right, so that's the first way to find the podcast, is through the parish website. The other way that I want to tell you about is something called CabriniPod.buzzsprout.com. All right, I am going to put a circle around it for just a moment here. And if you just type this into a web browser, this will bring it up as well. You don't have to go to the St. Francis Cabrini website to be able to find this. All right, so it's CabriniPod.buzzsprout.com, and that will bring you to this page here. So here is the web page, and all these web pages are going to show you the exact same information. It's just the way they're presented. And here are the homilies. I'm going to go back to Deacon Mace's for a minute, and I'm going to hit play.
The media seems to be eternally puzzled.
What I like about this is, if you're a busy person, and most people are, and you want to listen to it a little bit faster, you can press this button here. Here I'm listening to it at 1.5 the speed, so it's a little faster.
By the teaching of the Catholic Church. Whenever the Church is in...
But I can still make out the words, so it will let us go up to twice the speed.
News, one normally hears the media's litany that the Church is against this or for that. The media...
Again, it really is there as a choice for you as a listener. You can listen to it at the regular speed if you like. But they do give you those options in CabriniPod. So just be aware of that. All right. You also have the option to go ahead 30 seconds, or you can go back 10 seconds. So maybe if you just heard something and you want to listen to that section again, you just put the back 10 seconds. All right. I can't say that I use those features a lot, but they are there. You can also share a homily that you're listening to, maybe something that you feel is powerful and it speaks to your heart. You can share it on your Facebook page, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or you can copy the address for it. Okay, that's this long thing up here. That'll copy that, and that can be pasted into an email or even pasted into a social media page as well. All right, so that's two ways: the web page, the parish web page, and Buzzsprout itself. So it's CabriniPod This is the URL for that one particular. But if I click on this gives me my entire list. Okay, so it's CabriniPod.buzzsprout.com. I do want to show you something else on here that's important. On here, there is a button that says Get the RSS feed. What makes podcast unique is this embedded code that's called an RSS feed. RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. And essentially, it's a way for you to subscribe to a podcast, and every time a new episode drops or is uploaded, you'll get a notification. You'll always have the freshest version of that on your CabriniPod site. All right. So the reason that we use these RSS feeds is when we use a program where we can listen to many different podcasts. CabriniPod is great if you're just listening to CabriniPod. But if you're a person who has other favorite podcasts, you can include CabriniPod in with those favorites. So what I want to do is I want to quickly show you. I typed into my browser Google Podcast, and that's going to bring up this window here. Okay, and here are a couple, because I'm logged in right now as myself. These are some of the subscriptions that I have right now. So in addition to CabriniPod, I have a couple of others here. I have Bishop Robert Barron's Word on Fire. Okay, now these podcasts are a little bit longer, but again, they're audio. And I use them when I'm cutting the lawn. I use them sometimes when I'm just taking a walk. But you can listen to these anytime. If you don't want to see the visual part, if you just want to listen, that's what podcasts are all about. This shows you how long it is, and they work just like the CabriniPod. Let me go back to CabriniPod, and I want to hit play here.
Faith point of view. Therefore, they cannot possibly understand.
And then I can also control the speed of this as well. So I've got my 1.2, I've got 1.5, I've got 2 times. I'll put the 2 times on. This gets a little bit on the fast side.
Is intolerable teaching. How could anyone accept it? In the gospel readings for the last few Sundays, Jesus has been saying, I am the bread of life. If you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you will have eternal life. Many of the followers of Jesus deserted him, saying, this is intolerable language.
So anyway, you can go up to 3 times the speed, a little fast for me, and I suspect for some of you as well. All right. But, and you can also slow it down. Maybe if you're having a hard time hearing all the words, you can slow it down as well.
How could anyone accept it? They wanted it. So
you have the ability to slow it down a little bit as well. All right. So anyway, just realize that these features are part of the podcast. In order for me to subscribe to this, I'm going to go back to get the RSS feed. And I'm going to ignore this page right now. The only thing I'm interested in is this RSS address up here. Go to edit, copy, and I'll go to Google Podcast, add by RSS feed. Okay, and it won't let me subscribe because I'm already subscribed to this. All right, so but you click subscribe, and then it will show up under your subscriptions. All right. So every time we post a new podcast, it will be available here. What's the advantage of the Google Podcast? You can find other podcasts that you're interested in, and CabriniPod will live among them. So just showing you that as an option. Okay? So that's pretty much it for today. Let's just quickly review. We can find CabriniPod easily on the parish webpage. Oh, I did forget to mention, it is also uploaded to Facebook, so you can check that, usually on Sunday as well, but you can find the podcast there as well. All right. And we have the CabriniPod.buzzsprout.com. And then finally, if you want to subscribe to it, you can bring that into an aggregator like Google Podcast. There are other aggregators out there. For just simplicity's sake, I'm showing you Google Podcast. But if you have another favorite, by all means, you can use that as well. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to end my short description of CabriniPod and hope this was a help for you. And if you have any other questions, please put them into the comment section. And God bless you all, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.